Hello all, it's your girl Tiffany, Metamorphosis Black Beauty, your poetic psychic Pisces, High Priestess, aka the light that shines like a diamond, also known as your modern day nun, one who isn't within a clothing, a convent, or a covenant. I do thank you all for listening and for watching on today. If you would be so kind to please like, share, and subscribe, that would be greatly, greatly appreciated. This is going to be a general reading, but I'm actually doing something a little bit different. This is a new segment I'm calling Psychic Investigations Cold Case. Okay. And I'm starting with a case that is like very, very personal and close to me, guys. Okay. Which is the reason why you already see a whole spread out here. Because usually you see me pull cards as I'm going when I'm doing readings for you all, guys. Okay. So before we get started, I would like to say I hope you all are doing well and feeling well. We are going to go into a little bit of dialogue about what it is this psychic investigation cold case is about. Um, so you'll all understand where I'm coming from, how I came up with this, and everything. Okay, guys. So um, let's get started because it's like I have a lot to go through here. Okay. First of all, guys, many of you all are aware, okay, that watch my channel regularly know that I have told you all that I am a targeted individual, okay? Now, there's a lot of different things that I have experienced, that I have been through in my life, okay? As I told you all, I started going through an awakening around 28. Like, I started having this, like, this sudden urge to completely changed my life for the better around 28, 29. By the time I was 30, I was in the middle of an awakening. I had awakened by the time I was 30. A lot of a chain of events happened between 30 and 33, and it wasn't until I was 33 that I understood, like, what was going on, what's happening around me, how things had drastically changed. At this point is when I realized that I was a targeted individual, what a targeted individual even was, what was happening, because I did like some really extensive research. Most people, when things suddenly change and go on, because I'm a mutable sign, I'm actually highly adaptable to any type of situations, even bad situations, even uncomfortable situations that most people don't wouldn't want to be in. Okay, I'm highly adaptable. So and I'm actually a very logical person. Okay, most people who they put in categories as truthers or conspiracy theorists, which is nothing but a CIA word that they came up with to try to discredit those who research, study, and speak on factual things that they technically don't want the masses to know about. Or whatever, conspiracy theory is supposed to be one of those spooky words like, ooh, look at these quacks into these conspiracy theory, type of thing. Um, but I don't like titles. Okay, you can call it what you want. I'm just me. Okay, I don't do titles. I don't like titles. I don't like being categorized and put in certain boxes with other people because I don't click up, link up, team up with other people's, you know what I'm saying, to be categorized in certain, things. I'm myself. I'm not like anybody else, okay? There may be somebody else that may say or do or act similar in some type of way. That doesn't mean that we're the same, type of thing. So anyway, but I told you all that, and the reason why I start there is because you all need to understand when I go back, even though, so basically, I told you I went through an awakening at 30. Something shifted, something sparked, something happened in my mind, in my brain, in my body, in my soul at 30, and the veil was lifted from my eyes, and I was smack dead in the middle of this massive awakening. Um, Coming into knowledge of things that was hidden in plain sight, that was technically, because that's what happens during an awakening. Okay, it's not like there's things that, like, was smack that in your face the entire time, but you did not know of. You wasn't aware of, you didn't see, you wasn't taught. You was literally blinded to certain things that was right in your face the entire time. You just wasn't aware of it. So when you have an awakening and the veil is lifted from your eyes, you're able to see the things that was once hidden right in front of you before. Per se, you know what I'm saying? So like say one of the things that I was really awakened to in the midst of my awakening was secret societies. I never knew anything about a secret society, had even heard of a secret society before my awakening. Okay. I knew of I didn't know anything about like cults and covens and secret societies and different things like that before my awakening. I had heard of like isolate. I thought witchcraft was like people who was into witchcraft. I thought it was like isolated, here, there, a couple people, sprinkles, very few people out of the entirety of the world. I didn't know how massive it was. Until my awakening. I didn't know about the lies, the deceptions, and the hypocrites within the church until my awakening. I was even blinded to all of that. So there was a lot of things that was like purposely hidden from me. A lot of things that I purposely was not told or taught to keep these things hidden from me. But anyway, guys, I started there for you to understand when I go back to my childhood. Many people, and I've said this before, many of us who are real targeted individuals, technically we were already targets. We were already being watched. We were already in some type of government program, especially if you are a targeted individual. Now, some people do get targeted just from their adulthood, okay? But that's for other reasons. If you wasn't a targeted until you became an adult, then 9 times out of 10, you were targeted from the moment that they realized that you were awakened. Or either if it was a situation where you spoke out against some type of, like your job or a big corporation or business or somebody who high profile, elite or wealthy or anything like that or what have you, or you expose something that either had to do with the church, the government, the powers that be, the industry, anything like that, where it was any type of major exposure or anything or whatever, or like even something as simple as like lawsuits against like major corporations and businesses and different things like that or what have you could get you targeted. Even if it's just your job or whatever. So if you're the person who wasn't targeted until you was an adult, 9 times out of 10, it was for some reason like that. A lot of people who aren't targeted till they are, there's a lot of people who had government jobs and may have found out about something through their government jobs and became what they call whistleblower about something and started being targeted. Like say Edward Snowden. Okay, if you don't know who Edward Snowden is, you can look him up. He's actually still on the run right now. He was like in the highest ranking next to Julian Assange, who they wanted, but they went after Julian Assange instead of going after Edward Snowden. Edward Snowden is actually from the U.S. But Julian Assange was not. They literally went to a whole nother country to extradite Julian Assange from a country where he should not have been able to be extradited from. They wanted him that bad. But when all the shit happened with the elections and the DNC and all of that other kind of stuff, they wanted him badder than they wanted Bin Laden when all that shit was going on, okay? But anyway, so Edward Snowden worked for the government, high-ranking government. He came out and he actually started exposing a lot of things. Edward Snowden was one of the first people that I seen. He did something in tech, but he came out and he was one of the first persons that was exposing that they had access to technology that was invading and violating the privacy of every citizen, the masses period in the United States, okay? That they were able to do anything with this technology, watch anybody, anywhere, at any time, and can do anything with that technology, even manipulate other people with it, okay? And there was a lot of other things that he exposed, okay? Edward Snowden I seen that on Edward Snowden, and he exposing that stuff before. Now I know that ties hand in hand with the illegal technology that a lot of targeted individuals are talking about: the directed energy weapons, the remote neural monitoring, the neurolinguistic programming, the V2K or voice to skull technology, the microwave weapons, the all of this stuff. Okay. Edward Snowden was exposing a lot of this stuff. So anyway, long story short, he ended up having to go on the run. They like want to apprehend him for exposing, government secrets and shit like that or whatever. But he felt like it was his moral duty. He's a human. He's an American citizen, and he's like, here I am in this job. We're doing this. People have the right to know that this is going on. So he exposed it. Anyway, so that's how the government ended up being after him. But anyway, I said all that to say, guys, okay? Those of us who are real targets are actually being targeted before we went through an awakening, and we was made aware, basically, that we was targeted. They have a covert and an overt way of targeting people, okay? Those of us who know that we are targets now is because, it's a matter of a flip of a switch, a keystroke, a tapping into a specific frequency within the mind or the body or what have you. Whatever they do behind the scenes, at some point, once that's done, we are vastly aware. It's like turning on super senses. This is the reason why we're able to pick up on the different things that they do, and the noise harassments, the different color codes, the signs and the symbolisms that they're using, the slick shots, the wisecracks, the triggers, the different things that they use to run their psychological operation on us every day. But there's actually basically a hidden way where they still target you without you knowing that you are being targeted or what have you. And many people are actually in that phase. Those of you who may have either never heard of being a targeted individual, or don't feel like you are targeted, you are actually being watched and targeted right now. You just haven't done anything for them to activate it to the point of letting you know, hey, we're watching you 24/7. You know what I'm saying? They will do things on purpose to let you know we're watching you 24/7. But during that time when you are unaware, you're being profiled, you're being stalked, you're being tracked, you're being hacked, you're being all this other kind of stuff, okay? But there's a different classification of those of us who have been targeted individuals our entire life. Those of us who have been targeted individuals our entire life, a lot of us have been chipped. A lot of us have endured MK Ultra mind control, brainwashing, human experimentation, some form of programming, whether it's Monarch programming or any other type of program, beta sex kitten program, or any other type of programming that they use or what have you. If you have endured that and you can remember it, you were likely sold out to the government, offered up to the government, and by a parent or a grandparent who received compensation to allow you to go through this, for this to happen to you, okay? You were experimented on, you was put under mind control, certain things happened to you, was done to you, you went through satanic ritual abuse, you were given certain drugs, and other things was done to try to make you forget the trauma and different things like that or what have you. The reason why you started being targeted because you broke from your programming. The day you broke from your programming and you awakened, you stepped out that matrix, and if you noticed on that day, everybody that you was ever friends with, everybody that you was ever lovers with, everybody that you was ever cool with, associates with, neighbors with, family with, the government, the industry, everybody that's everybody, even everybody's that you don't even know, started targeting you, started watching you. That's the day that you was put on a government watch list. That's the day that you started being stalked and watched and followed. Like, you know what I'm saying? You were always being tracked and traced, but that's the day when they pumped up the volume on your ass. You know what I'm saying? Because you are someone who is in a government program who is imagine a walking sleeper being activated all of a sudden. You understand what I'm saying? Those of you who are in the know who know what a walking sleeper is basically like an agent, someone who is programmed by the government or whatever, and they're walking around like everyday average Joe people, whatever. but they can be activated. They might be activated to be a spy. They may be activated to be an assassin. But the moment they're activated, it's like full force. You know what I'm saying? So something kind of like that or whatever. The day that you awakened and you started remembering things, and you did several things when you woke up. You woke up, then you rose up, and then you spoke up. It was when you spoke up, it was when you began to speak out about things. You started remembering things, or you started learning things or finding out things that they didn't want you to know, they didn't want you to be aware of, and you started exposing those things, speaking outwardly about those things or what have you, which is why they started targeting you. Okay, I'm telling you all this for you to understand what I mean when I go back. Okay, so like I told you, I am a targeted individual, but my life is literally the Truman Show. Okay, if you haven't ever seen the Truman Show, then you have to. I almost feel like that movie was made based off of my life. Okay, for real. But I've been a targeted individual my entire life, and I have proof, I have evidence, I have memory of this, and I'm gonna tell you why as we get into this. Okay, so there's several different things that happened to me in my life. I told you all before that I've always had psychic abilities. I've always been highly intuitive, even though they did things to try to dilute it, to try to downplay it, rather than to keep me hidden, unseen, doped up, medicated, different things like that, or what have you, to keep me from advancing and being on a level that I should have been on by now. Okay, so there's a lot of things that happened when I was younger that I made mental note of, that even though I was still highly intuitive when I was younger, but I wasn't awakened yet to like today I can tell you what those things meant. When I was younger then and it was happening, I felt like it was weird. I felt like it wasn't right, but in a younger mind, not awakened yet, just highly intuitive, I couldn't explain it to you. Okay, and I'm gonna tell you what I mean. For one instance, everything in my life is like literally, it's like it's staged. It's like prearranged, pre-organized, orchestrated, or some type of shit. Every time that I have ever been like hurt in life, I'm talking about like physically hurt to the point of needing hospitalization, needed to go to the hospital for treatment, stitches or staples or something like that. It has always happened on double digit numbers, 33, 77, 66, things like that, or what have you. That was something that I noticed before. But before you're awakening, awaken, you're like, wow, that's kind of weird. You understand what I'm saying? Now, taking it back even younger, okay, y'all? I grew up in and out of the system, okay? I was pretty much basically state's custody. I've been in more state facilities and in situations, whether it was facilities or foster cares or whatever, then I have lived with certain persons, okay? That was supposed to be my family, okay, y'all? So I've seen a lot, and I know a lot, and there was things that would happen around me when I was younger that I knew wasn't right. There was a lot of things that was happening, and I was sitting up thinking about it, and I was putting it together. There was only 2 people when I was younger that I considered a friend. Well, before I get into them, these 2 people, the people who I got close to when I was younger, they always seemed to die or something, or mysteriously disappear and things like that. The other weird phenomenon was when I went to certain places, I began to think that these people were like angels, like there for me and watching over me, but they could have purposely been planted there as well because they was the same age that I was in some of these facilities and different things that I was put in. Okay, like y'all, I've been put in places that I should have never been, um, where I seen like some really really crazy things. Okay, and experienced some really crazy things. Like if you ever been put somewhere like you shouldn't be, um, and you just there and you live in the experience of everything that's going on type of thing. And sometimes when you're in a state's custody, you get placed in certain places if they don't have beds other places, or if they don't have, say, foster home available or something like that, you might get sent to a residential facility, or if you know, or vice versa, or something like that, or what have you. um so I've been a lot of places and I've seen a lot of things. Okay. um but it never failed. Every place that I ever went, there are certain people, and I'm not going to name their names right now, just because of like HIPAA violations and different things like that. And then, like, even though we're grown now, like, you know, they have the right to their privacy. They might not want people to know that, you know, they was ever in state's custody or in some of these places or whatever, whatever. But I kid you not, places that I went, either they was there when I got there, or they would come just a short time afterwards when I got there. And it happened so often that it almost felt like they was either purposely being planted there, which I had no way of understanding that when I was younger. I just intuitively observed this and knew this. I'm like, oh, that's weird. But at the same time, it was a relief because I'm like, oh my gosh, people I know, I've seen these people before. We've been in places together before, you know, foster homes, facilities, and different things like this or whatever. So, I kid you not, everywhere I went, there was always, like, there was this set of three siblings. All of them are siblings, okay? No matter where I went, they all would end up coming there one by one, okay? We also went to school together. Um, and then there was other persons, um, who I either went to school with or who I became familiar with once I was at certain places or what have you. But it seemed like we end up being at the same places, and either, like I said, when I got there, they was already there, or when, or you know, or they came soon after I was there or what have you. So that was something that I observed and I noticed as well. But then there was two main people. There's other people who died, but I wasn't as close to them. But I still find suspicious, and I may do a cold case on them later. Okay, there's this one friend that I had, and there were several different. We both was in state's custody. There were several different facilities that we were in together, and when we were out of the facilities, we went to school together for a short period of time. Okay, now sometimes this was sometime between 12 and 14, because I want to say we was in middle school. We was like 7th, 8th grade. There was other things, like, all of a sudden, her name was Miracle, okay? And I can't think of her last name for the longest. I believe she was like either Mexican or Latina or something like that, or had it in her or whatever. I thought it was like maybe Rodriguez or something like that or what have you. But I know her first name is Miracle or whatever. And I kid you not, we was in several different places together, and then all of a sudden she just disappeared. And I'll never forget that one day the woman that's supposed to be my mother, and I found it so odd because I wasn't even living with her at the time. Okay, you have to understand, I was in and out of state's custody. Even when I was around her and stayed in her house for a short period of time, I can tell you exactly how old I was and what year it was when that happened. It was only briefly. When I was around her, DHS used to have to come, and I would have to go in the bathroom and strip off all my clothes, and they would check my body from head to toe for bruises. Okay, because this woman was that violent and abusive to me. Okay, so y'all, I done been through a lot of shit. Okay. But at some point, something wasn't right. I knew something wasn't right. And I was beginning to put stuff together and figure it out. Because another thing that I always felt, the woman that was supposed to be my mother, I always felt like that woman was not my mother. And for some reason, I always felt like I had some twin. If I didn't have a twin, then there was some type of duplicate of me or second of me. But I always felt like it was I either had a twin or there was another me type of feeling. You know what I'm saying? When you're young and you ain't seen nobody but you that look like you can't understand that. But I had those feelings from very young. I knew wholeheartedly that the woman who was supposed to be my mother was not my damn mother. And for whatever reason, I don't know, because, and then after a while, I'm just like, well, I'm a loner. I have no friends. I'm by myself. Maybe it's bullying, this, that, and the other, that I just desperately wanted a twin or a sibling or something like that, just to have somebody to play with and, get along with, or whatever it is. It a fabric of my, a figment of my imagination or what? But I don't know. But when I was very young, I knew two things. I felt two things. I knew the woman who was said to be my mother was not my mother, because this woman wasn't loving, nurturing, caring, kind, or anything to me. Affectionate. This one, we didn't kiss, we didn't hug, like none of that type of nurturing shit that you get from a mother. Not at all. And like I said, I always felt like it was either like another of me, or like I had a long lost twin some damn where, for whatever reason. But anyway, the reason why I brought her up is because this woman, she was the person who came to me one day. I seen her, and it was tripped out because I don't even think I was living with her at the time. She said, your friend Miracle is dead. She blatantly said it like that. She didn't tell me how. She didn't tell me why. And I was sad in that moment, and I was way young. And I was heartbroken about it. But I was going through so much other shit in my life that it was nobody for me to question it about it. But now that I think about it now, I'm like, one, with both of us being in state's custody, why would she know that information? Who would know that me and Miracle were friends and tell her? She shouldn't have even known that me and Miracle was friends. You understand what I'm saying? Me and Miracle was in facilities together. At one point in time, me and Miracle even went to juvenile together, okay? Yes, I was in juvenile for a short period of time, and it was not bad at all. I would have rather been anywhere. I could have went to boot camp, okay, boarding school, and it would have been better. Structure is the easiest shit. You do everything at a specific point in time. If you work the programming and you're not insubordinate and disobedient, you'll be just fine, and you get the highest ranking of fucking privileges, okay? Structure is the easiest shit. I would have rather been anywhere than been with that woman who was supposed to have been my mother, because that woman wasn't my mother, okay? When I went to juvenile, that woman lied on me, y'all. She literally, I swear for Lord, on my life, Lord can strike me down right now, y'all. And this ain't no pity party, okay? This is my real life. This is part of my testimony. This is a real story. This woman pulled a thin line between love and hate. When I tell you this woman beat up herself, or either had somebody to fucking do it. But y'all, this woman showed up to court with goddamn sunglasses on, with black eyes. You would have thought and told these people that I hadn't jumped on her. I did not do anything to this woman. This woman was beating me. I swear for Lord, I ain't got to lie on nobody. I'm not even going to say on my child, on anybody, on myself. This woman was beating me. It was so bad. I just told y'all, DHS used to come and check they used to have social workers come and check my body from head to toe just to make sure I didn't have bruises on me. During the brief time that I was with her at time. And she's the type of person who is fake in front and stun anybody in business and things like that, especially around white people. She completely changed and lied and different shit like that, y'all. Y'all know how that woman was on thin line between love and hate. She beat up herself and made it seem like Martin's character had did it. Y'all, I kid you not, this woman done this. This how I know that she was a psychopath for fucking real. This how I knew I had to get far the hell away from her or some real horrible shit was gonna go down. That woman lied on me to them white folks just to have me locked up. Y'all, juvenile was a cakewalk, baby. It was a cakewalk. I wasn't scared at all. I didn't get in trouble in there. Okay? None of that shit. Okay? You get 3 meals a damn day. You went to school there. You went to church there. You had your goddamn rec time there. Every damn thing. It was just fucking fine. Okay? You have your shower time, your phone call time, your TV time, rec time. All that. Baby, it was just fine. Okay? But don't think I was in there because some old delinquent ass shit passed out of control or a type of shit or whatever. That woman literally lied on me. She was beating me. And I don't know if that's the time she knocked me down the stairs. Then they pushed me down the stairs because it was in a townhouse by the stairs or whatever. And I raised up my hand, my arm, to protect my face and push her off. That woman act like I smooth had attacked her. When at that point I was no longer taking no more licks. You're not gonna beat me anymore. Now I'm old enough, big enough to block your damn licks, okay? And she lied on the white folks to me anyway, long story short. So even Miracle came to showed up at juvenile. I got there and then she got there, and it was interesting because we ended up being put in the same room, in the same cell, or what have you. But we also went to school together. We was also in some facilities together, whatever. But I'll never forget, it was the woman who was supposed to be my supposed mother who told me out the blue that Miracle was dead. And that was all I ever heard about it. And like I said, we was in middle school then. This was like 7th, 8th grade. Okay, so we was real young. This had to be between 97 and 99. We was somewhere between 12 and 14. Okay? Yeah, because interestingly enough, because not long after that, other secret events happened, so whatever. So, but I always found that very interesting. I'm like, as a social worker, you know what I'm saying? Just like a doctor, just like a therapist, just like a priest. You know what I'm saying? They have confidential information. You can't go around disclosing other patients' information to random average Joe people. So I'm like, either this bitch is an op, a fucking paid informant for the goddamn feds or some shit. Why are they feeding her information about other people? You have to understand, I didn't stay with this woman all the time. Miracle didn't live by me. It's not like we hung out every day, seen each other all the time. We've seen each other, hung out around each other at the places that we congregated together, whether it was school or whether when we was in facilities or whatever, even when we was in state custody, okay? She had no way of knowing that this is a friend of mine. You understand what I'm saying? So, but she was the one who told me, and it was done in a malicious way, almost like it was done to traumatize me in some type of way, and almost like to scare me or threaten me in some type of way. But that wasn't the first time that I noticed that government people was feeding her information. One time I was with my caseworker leaving the DHS office, and just so happened she happened to be there, the woman that's supposed to be my mother, and she ended up sitting in the front seat with my caseworker. And I remember this, and I'm sitting in the back seat. I'm young as fuck now, y'all. I'm younger than even the story I was telling you before. But y'all need to understand, my mind is a tape recorder. I kid you not. Video and audio. I can repeat to you verbatim conversations that I have heard as if I was replaying a tape recorder. My imagery as well. Anything that I have seen is like Polaroid freaking pictures or like movie clips in my freaking mind. You understand what I'm saying? I'll never forget. I'm sitting in this caseworker's vehicle, and this caseworker, they thought back then, I don't know if they thought I was ignorant or dumb, or I just didn't know, but I've always been an observer. And I always have been highly intuitive. But I'll never forget, that woman opened up this folder, and there was this child in there that had been brutally abused and she showed this to the woman that's supposed to be my mother. And I was sitting there then, and they was trying to keep me from fucking seeing it. But you're showing it to somebody. You're a caseworker working for the government, and you're showing this to somebody who you have on your caseload as being abusive towards me in the first goddamn place. Why are you showing them this? This is how I knew back then that some other shit was going on. And I was part of some type of government fucking program. And these people all connected like dots and was involved in this shit. I'll never fucking forget, y'all. Okay? It's just a lot of different things like that that happen. All these things I'm telling you lets you know that I was being targeted even back then when I was a kid. One point in time, when I did stay with this woman who is supposed to be my mother, she used to lock me in the house. The only door, like, she would have this different type of lock on the top lock where you have to have a key to unlock it. You couldn't even unlock it from the inside of the house or the outside of the house. You had to have a key. You could only the bottom lock, had the little like turn knob on it to lock it or whatever. But even if you unlock it, you still couldn't get out the house. She would lock me in there. And one time she told me, don't try to leave the house and don't use the phone. If you use the phone, I'm gonna know. I'm watching you. I'll be able to tell. And I thought then, and this was back before people had cell phones, y'all. This was back before, hell, most black households had computers or anything. People may have still been rocking pages and goddamn payphones back then. Okay? And I was way young then. And I'm like, how the fuck, unless there's cameras in this house. I was that highly intuitive even then. Okay? But still not awake and just really highly intuitive. I'm like, unless there's fucking cameras in this house. Unless you got some type of taps on the phone. How the fuck is she gonna know if I use the damn phone? You understand what I'm saying? And so, but she would lock me in there. And this one time, it was an emergency. Like, the kitchen ended up catching on fire from a grease fire, okay? And I could not get the damn house engulfed in flames in the kitchen, and I couldn't even get out the house. I had to run out the back door, patio door, and run all the way out, jump over the fence, run down the alley, run all the way around the townhouses or what have you. It was so interesting how that happened. But it wasn't done maliciously or on purpose or anything. I don't know if I was trying to cook something or something like that or what have you. But then I didn't know that grease fucking evaporates. But I mean, I was young then or whatever, but obviously, like, all the grease must have evaporated in the pan, but it just went up into fucking flames or whatever, and then it just burnt the little cabinets or whatever in the kitchen. But the point of the matter is, it was a fucking fire, and I was trapped in this damn house and couldn't get the fuck out or whatever, y'all. So that was another thing that let me know that I was being tracked, that I was being watched. The things that she said about the phone or what have you. I'll know if you use the phone. Okay? Another situation that happened while I was in middle school, I didn't go home one evening. I didn't get on my bus and go home. I decided to ride home with a friend girl of mine from school. And it wasn't until I got to her house that I realized how poor conditions that they stayed in. Their phone wasn't on at the time, nor the electricity wasn't on at the time, which when we got there, it was still daylight outside. So, you know what I'm saying, in the, blinds was open and everything like that. You got the light coming in from the outside. So nobody, didn't really pay attention. Didn't have a use for using the phone or anything. So didn't even know that, y'all. It wasn't until later that night when it got dark and no lights was being turned on that I knew that they didn't have electricity or whatever. Y'all, when I tell y'all, like 3, 4 o'clock in the morning, y'all, SWAT showed up at that house like the Russian fucking mighty wind. I'm talking about they were in full gear from head to toe. I'm talking, looked like they had AR-15 fucking rifles. It was in the middle of the night. We was sleep They come up them damn stairs. They come around. They got guns pointed everywhere. Get up, get up, get up, come on, come on, come on, come on. And drug me the hell up out of there. I'm like, what in the fuck is this going on, y'all? And this, again, this was before people had cell phones. Before technology was advanced the way it was. Them people didn't even have electricity or a phone there. How are they able to track and trace me to that house? Okay? But they did. These are all things to let me know that I was being tracked. I was being stalked even back then. And this is also how I know that a chip, I had to have been chipped or something. A lot of us who went through satanic ritual abuse in the 70s and in the 80s, mind control and different things or whatever, we were chipped. Today, they don't have to chip people anymore. They can use a lot of this technology without even having to chip you out. But later, if you notice, a lot of people, they came out with the RFID chips and different things like that or whatever, and then they started introducing them, like, some of these companies and their employees get them, and it's like, oh, look, I can buy things from the vending machine. I can open the door with just a swipe of my wrist and all this other kind of shit, knowing they've been chipping people for a long time or whatever. And the people that they were chipping in the 70s and the 80s who was humanly experimented on, they were either properties of the states, okay, grew up in state's custody, whether, they link back to the system in some type of way. Whether it be they were in state's custody as children, military, prison, whatever. All of that stuff wraps you up in a system, okay? And even institutions and hospitals and things like that or whatever wraps you up in a system. This is where the most people were abused with those human experimentations that was going on. Others, there are parents and grandparents who sold their kids and grandchildren out for money. This is what got them about the projects, y'all. This is what got them to lower middle class neighborhoods and shit, and got them better jobs and different shit or whatever off the back of many of you, okay? And this is what happened to me. But I've told y'all all of this to understand where I'm coming from with this. This woman should not have known this. And there was nothing I can do about it at the time because I was so young. But I know something else was going on, and because it's like she had a handler. Somebody was coaching her, telling her how to abuse me, how to treat me, how to do the satanic ritual abuse, because she don't even know to this day. I've heard a lot and I've seen a lot that people think I don't know. I just don't speak on everything that I know, okay? One time I heard her on the phone, and she called somebody and she said, I can't control her anymore. And I'm like, what kind of mother calls somebody to say they can't control somebody that's supposed to be their own child? And y'all need to understand, I wasn't a bad child. Nobody else had a problem with me except for her. She is the only one. She was the sole one that they used to physically abuse me. There's no other adult that I came into contact with. Not any of my grandparents or anything that physically abused me. It was only the woman who was supposed to be my mother. And one time she allowed her dad to physically abuse me. That man punched me in my face so bad. Like slapped me in my face, punched me in my face or something so hard. Or whatever, and she stood there with this old duper delights grin on her fucking face. And there's the only ones who freaking abused me. Like everybody else, it was like they was in on the shit, but it was almost like they knew not to do certain shit. Like, because like the grandmother that I was supposed to have on my dad's side, I like literally, this woman was like, okay, she an air sign, she cutthroat, she ruthless, you know what I'm saying? She could be the down home blues, laid back, cool, ghetto grandma. But she was cutthroat and ruthless. I didn't gone from hearing her call kids stankin' bitches and heifers and straight beating ass. And that's a lie. But I won't lie on the woman and say she ever put a hand on me. She never beat my ass. Okay? At least not to my knowledge. You understand what I'm saying? Before the age of me walking and talking and different things like that, but that even goes into something else because nobody has pictures of me. They took a lot of, there was a lot of videos and pictures and different things that was taken of me once I was older, school age, but nobody has pictures of me from when I was born, from like my infancy to the age of 5. Like, and you start school at 5. So basically, my infancy to like 4 or 5, nobody has pictures of. Okay, um, and there was other weird things that happened. I ended up. I remember moving to Cheyenne, Wyoming. I was living in Cheyenne, Wyoming, on the base, or what have you. Um, but I was put on a plane by myself when I was like 6 years old. I think I was 6. Um, which they actually have a plane named after me. And in these are planes that they traffic kids on. I did not immediately come back to Arkansas. This is when I came back to save my grandma. When I, which was would have been my supposed mother's mother, I did not come back to straight back to Arkansas. Something happened to me in between then, and I was trafficked somewhere else, and shit was done to me, and they fucking know it, y'all. When I came back here, not only was I cross-eyed and had to wear glasses, I had never had to wear glasses the day before in my life. And it's so interesting because I only wore glasses like twice. I remember, like, the glasses that you got on Medicaid back then were fucking hideous. They got nicer looking glasses now. But I had a red frame pair and I had a blue frame pair. And I remember her taking me to these doctors. All of a sudden my eyes had to be like reconstructed, like realigned to come back straight. And I wore those glasses, and interestingly enough, those glasses broke. Both of those glasses broke twice. I think I only had them both for like a year apiece. All of a sudden, I had 20/20 vision after. It was almost like I was a whole different person. My eyes were no longer crossed. I had 20/20 vision. It was like I never wore glasses the hell at all. And it was a trip. At one point in time, they wanted to take me, ship me off somewhere to go and have my tonsils taken out. These was excuses that was being made to traffic me other places for shit to be done to me, y'all. Okay, but I believe I was 6 when I was put on that plane because I remember the my supposed mother. She had another daughter. We 6 years apart, but our birthdays is 2 weeks apart. I'm March 6th, she March 20th. And I'll never forget that right after she was born, um, not long after that, I was shipped off. But there was an incident that happened on base one time, and this interracial couple was over, and I remember it like it was nothing. That woman bit um my supposed little sister, half sister, or whatever, and it was a big old fight and brawl or whatever. And I thought I never forget. I thought I was gonna have to run out into the snow and run all the way down that long stretch. Like if you ever lived on the base, you know what I'm talking about. To get to the front gates where the booths are, where the soldiers are, whatever, to get some type of help. But then I was stopped, and like if you ever lived in snow, like I mean lived in Wyoming, like the snow there is fucking hideous. Like it just snows so much it'll cover your whole fucking house. They literally have people that shovel snow from people's walkways and doors just so you can get out the damn house when it's snowing really bad there, or what have you. But anyway, so I was shipped off not long after that to come back to Arkansas. I was put on that plane by my fucking self. I did not come straight back to fucking Arkansas. I know I did. But, and interesting enough, when I came back, then all other type of weird things started happening, or what have you, because this is when like this sex programming shit was activated, because I started masturbating and all this other kind of stuff. Like there was a lot of shit that fucking happened. But anyway, we're gonna get back to this, okay? I'm just telling you all, I told you all those other things, guys, to let you know that I was intuitively aware that I was being watched even when I was a kid. I just didn't know what to call it. You know what I'm saying? I didn't know what to call it. I didn't know who was doing it. I didn't know why. Um, and different things like that, or what have you. Like, and it's a trip. I've been in some really weird circumstances, okay? And places I've had to go where it's like these freaking mirrored glass things that you can see through, and you go in these rooms and it's like all these toys around, and you go in here at the inner act with the toys in sexual type of ways and all this other kind of stuff, and people are watching you on other side. Y'all have been through a lot of shit. I've seen a lot of shit. I've dealt with a lot of shit. Y'all don't even understand. But I said all that to tell you that I've been being targeted my entire life. There was no reason that this woman should have known that. And then, like, who was she talking to on the phone that time? She was calling a handler or something to basically tell them, hey, whatever programming y'all got her under, it's not working. I can't control her anymore or whatever. And I don't know what that person heard. To this day, she don't even know I heard that or what have you. But I did. And I always found it very interesting. I'm like, how would she have known that? Why would she know that Miracle died? And like, who would tell her that? And as I got older, now this is how I know, with them stealing a house from me and inheritance from me and my child and keeping all this shit from my child, this is how I know they got people who they're cool with in the Department of Human Service, court clerks in the court and shit. There's a whole host of people who are government or fucking officials that should not have their fucking job. I'm talking about from the police department level to the Department of Human Services to the justice system, because they are feeding families information of shit that is classified information for nothing but authorities who work for the United States government. And this is the reason why these motherfuckers are getting away with the shit that they're getting away with, besides the fact that they're sellouts and they in these cults and covens and secret societies and shit. This is how they are setting us up. This is how they are targeting us. This is how those of us who actually had fucking, you know what I'm saying, he got hidden identities that was stolen from us, and we were kidnapped or trafficked, or, different little shit went on, had trust funds and inheritances and insurance policies and properties and houses and different shit that was left to us that these people have stolen. This is how they're getting away with this shit. And this is how they're getting fed information, stealing our mail, keeping us from finding out certain shit or whatever. And I know this. And what struck me is, even after I was woke, when me and my ex broke up, I ended up having to go to court about a situation because I ended up being attacked by someone. They botched that whole fucking case, y'all. I'm talking about kept doing continuance after continuance. They botched the entire case until the statute of limitations was the fuck up on it. The last time we went to fucking court on it, the judge wasn't even aware that the statute of limitations was up on the thing. The lawyer that I had was like, the statute of limitation, they want another continuance, but the statute of limitation, it was so fucked up because I was asking for this person to go to anger management or whatever, and whatever else the court decided that they wanted to do to have this person attack me on my daughter's birthday, which happened on a 7/7, viciously attacked me, which I know now that this person was triggered. Okay, their whole entire family are fucking ops. Okay, they was all in on it. I know that whole shit was staged and set up, and this person was used and was triggered to do this. But y'all, they botched that whole fucking case on purpose just so I would not get any justice, okay? And after that shit was over, they started vigorously attacking me. I'll never forget that day, because when we left out of fucking court, the woman that's supposed to be my mother, she ended up calling me, and she said, either I call her, she called me, but she said, you dropped the charges, didn't you? I said, I didn't drop no charges. I said, first of all, the statute of limitations was up. They was trying to get another fucking continuance or whatever. They was dragging it out on purpose because they was botching the whole damn case. Somebody in real time had then called her and told her what was happening in the courtroom. I literally had no family, no friends, or nothing that was in that courtroom with me. I was in there by my fucking self. Even the girlfriend I had at the time left me by myself in the courtroom, came with me, left me. She went the fuck outside and just left me there. That's why I had to stop dealing with this motherfucker. But anyway, this is how I know they got fucking court clerks. They got people that work in the justice system. They got people who work in the insurance companies. They got people who work in Department of Human Services, all kind of places. And this is how they are setting people up. They got these Eastern Stars and these Freemasons and these folks and these cults and these colors and these secret societies and these hood witches and all this other shit that they are using to target people, to gang stalk people, to get over on people like you or I or whatever. But I'm here to tell you that I know for a fact. See, they never wanted me to know this shit. I've been being tracked and stalked and harassed and targeted since I was a fucking child. I've been put under MK Ultra mind control. They brainwashed me. They drugged me. They did all kinds of shit to me. They trafficked me. They humanly experimented on me. I have the proof of the shit. I can remember all kinds of shit, okay? They don't want me to talk about the facilities that they know that I was fucking at that was later shut the fuck down because of the shit that was going on at them. Like sexual assaults and abuse and rapes and all this other kind of shit. Like, be for real. This is why I'm saying they picked the wrong fucking one and the right one to target. If they had any fucking sense, they would have treated me like a princess in this bitch. Considering the fact that I'm one in the first place. Well, I've graduated from princess to queen, bitch, because I'm a queen. Like, literally, there's royalty in my DNA. You understand me? If they had any senses, they have as educated, sophisticated, illuminated as they act like they are, they would have made sure, even if they was faking fucking pretend, they would have made sure that everybody treated me honest, treated me fair, treated me good, treated me kind. They would have treated me like I was the golden child instead of treating me like I was the black sheep and the scapegoat. Satanically, ritualistically abusing me and mistreating me. But see, what they thought was that the drugs that they had given me and the spell work that they had done on me and the mind control they had done on me was going to keep me fucking head gone my entire life. They thought I was going to be asleep and blind to what was going on my entire life. After all, it took fucking 30 years before me to wake up. That's why when I woke, I told y'all, long time ago, from the moment I woke up, y'all, rose up and spoke up, y'all, they scattered like fucking roaches. Do you understand me? I made the fucking mistake of when I sent those poems out, people in the industry got it, people in the churches got it, people in the government got it, people, and it was like a fucking meeting was held on my behalf. Everybody that I ever had come into contact with knew government, industry, church. I'm talking about everybody teamed up against me to target me. And I'm like, what the fuck is this? Like, what is going on? And it was so confusing to me because the things that I spoke about in the poems, majority of these people, you would think if they was righteous, upstanding people would be like, you sure right, that stuff is going on. And we do need to say like things like protecting the children and things like, you know, injustices. And I mean, some poems I was speaking about, you know, it was a lot of deaths that was happening back to back to back, like, you know, like the things that happened to Sandra Bland and Fernando Castile and all of them. They were murdered by cops and things or whatever. And I was speaking about that at some point. I'm like, why would people be against me for speaking about these things? These are people who are held in high honor, who have positions of authority and power. You would think these people would be against such injustices and oppressions and different things as well. Y'all, they attacked me like it was nothing, okay? But anyway, I told y'all all of those things just to give you all an example as to how I know that I was being gang stalked, targeted, illegally invaded, violated, experimented on, tracked even back then, okay? And I do believe that there is a chip that I was chipped as well, okay, guys? But this situation is about my friend Miracle. Now, before I get into her, you remember I told y'all there was two people that I called friends. One was Miracle, and the other was this girl named Ayana. Now, Ayana's mama used to be real cool with the supposed family that I have on my supposed dad's side, okay? They used to come over there and drink and smoke and all this other kind of stuff. Me and Ayana went to school together. Now, both Miracle and Ayana died teens, okay? Very, very young. I know today that they both was blood sacrifices. I didn't get a lot of details when Ayana had died, but from what I was told at the time, because I was very young, is that not only was she a teen, but she was supposedly pregnant at the time, and she was murdered on a train tracks. Like, I believe in a vehicle, okay? Like, y'all need to understand. And I felt like it was so stupid at the time, because I'm like, you literally have to park your car on the tracks, stop there, and wait for the train to come along and hit your ass to be run over by a train. You understand what I'm saying? Nobody with good common sense would decide to run some tracks if the train is close. You know what I'm saying? If the train on way down the thing, you see plenty of people go around the things and drive on. Blah. But you would literally have to pull your car on the tracks, sit there, or have a really case of bad fucking luck and your car break down as you trying to cross the tracks and you get stuck on the damn tracks. But then common sense should kick in and tell you to get your ass out the car. You understand what I'm saying? She was said to have been in a catastrophic accident on the tracks and murdered, died like that. But she was supposed to be pregnant at the time. We was really young teenagers then. But Miracle was a lot younger. We was only in middle school when Miracle vanished, disappeared, and then all of a sudden I was told that she was dead, y'all, okay? So this psycho investigation cold case is about Miracle, y'all. And the information that I got is appalling, to say the least, okay? I had no idea that we both was enduring a lot, okay? We both experienced a lot, but I had no idea she was going through the stuff that she was going through, guys, okay? And so this is what we're going to get into. And like I said, I wanted to tell y'all all those things for you to understand how I got here and how this is going to be the first psychic investigation cold case that I'm doing that is personal to me. And it's so interesting, y'all. I called out on her last night, and I told you, as a medium, as an empath, spirit speaks to me in different ways. Now, it was so interesting because I called out to Miracle, and I said, Miracle, come to me. And it was while I was looking for her last name. I was trying to search to see if I could find an obituary or a database around the time of year with her name. That's another thing that bothers me. It's like they made her disappear as if she never existed. I can't even find records on her. Like, you know, because like death records are public records. You understand what I'm saying? You don't have to have like a person's full history and background, get all in their personal business. It's not like trying to obtain somebody's medical information or something to know if somebody is living or dead. That is like, it's just like marriages, you know, and things. This is public information or what have you. It's like they made her disappear. And so I got so frustrated trying to figure out her last name. I mean, I went through everything. I went through Rodriguez and Gonzalez and Hernandez and Lopez and Cruz and like, you know, every Mexican or Latina last name I can think of or what have you. But so I ended up calling out on her, and it was so interesting because I had got to a point while I was doing the search that I got to this girl named Miracle Williams, Miracle something Williams, who died when she was 14. And for a minute I thought maybe that was the Miracle that I was looking for. And it said that she was at her bus stop and she was running away from some dogs that was attacking her, that and she ended up getting hit and killed by a car. And for a minute I thought that was the Miracle that I was looking for. And so I realized that situation didn't happen in Arkansas, and I believe that young girl was African American or something like that or whatever. But y'all, when I tell y'all, when I called out to Miracle, y'all, I swear for Lord on my life, I would never come on here and make nothing up, anything to y'all. Y'all, huge dogs started barking. Roof, 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 right outside my door. And it sounded like they was in the neighbor's yard at first. Y'all, them dogs came to my house, up on my porch. And my cat just has some kittens, so they're in the cage. I got her in her cage. They're on the porch. They're in the cage, and I heard her just a whining and a hissing or whatever. And I had to keep her at night in there with her kittens to make sure that she nurse, okay? Because she won't set her butt down and nurse unless I do her like that or whatever, so she can feed her kittens. And so I opened the door. I wasn't scared at all. I opened the door, y'all. It was 3 dogs. 2 of them went on and ran off the porch and ran off. And they were pretty dogs. None of them had no collar on. They had smooth, coats and different things or whatever. But one of them was a pit, all white pit with black spots. And that pit turned around and looked me dead in my eye. I said, "Miracle, is that you?" And y'all, I just started crying, because this is how spirit answers me sometimes. Especially when I'm like talking to the deceased or what have you, they answer me in different ways. And it's really interesting, because on my level of mediumship right now, for some reason, I don't know why the spirits think I would be afraid of them if they showed me their face. But they communicate with me in other ways right now. By showing me something or coming to me by way of an animal or something like that or whatever. But I found it so interesting, because I'm like, I wonder if this other miracle who was being chased by them dogs and got hit by the car came to me, or was this the miracle that I was looking for? Y'all, the other 2 dogs, them dogs came, and this never happens in my neighborhood. People who have dogs in my neighborhood, on the street that I live on the end that I live on, the people who have pets over here are cats. There's a lot of strays or whatever, and there's several houses over here who take care of the stray cats or whatever, including me. My next door neighbor used to have a dog, but it was a Rottweiler, but he got rid of that dog. And he ended up moving into another house and allowing his kids to move into that house that he owned. Other people that have dogs, they like a whole block over, street over. Because sometimes, when there's certain things going on in the neighborhood, I can hear those dogs barking from a distance. It's interesting. Animals communicate with me. I always know when danger is lurking or something is going on, because the animals will communicate. It's either the birds will come to me and say something, or the dogs will alert me. But y'all, these dogs came to my house on my porch, they were specifically looking for me, and they was out there until I opened that door. And the other 2, they just went on and walked off calmly. And the one white one with the black patch, and it looked like it was a pet, turned around and just stopped. Wasn't aggressive or nothing, just stopped right at the steps and turned around and looked right at me. And I said, "Miracle, is that you?" Y'all, it was such a moment, okay? I totally cried for a minute. I'm like, "Oh my God, spirit." Okay, so we doing this. Or whatever, and I went on to close the door, and I'm like, okay. So I started looking into this, and the information I got, y'all, would leave any fucking body shook. I just did not know how bad it was for Miracle. And like I said, we both was in and out of state's custody. Okay. So let's get into the psychic investigation, y'all, okay? I just had to go through all of that first to let you all know how I know I was actually, I can explain it to you all now. I couldn't explain it to you all when I was a kid, because, I could tell you things that I have observed and I was intuitively aware of, because I wasn't blind. You understand what I'm saying? But that don't mean you have an understanding of something. It's just like hearing somebody read something to you, or hearing somebody tell you something. That doesn't mean you understand it, or you even comprehend what you're reading or what a person is telling you. You understand what I'm saying? So that's kind of how it was when I was younger, because of the fact I wasn't awakened. I was observant to a lot of things. I was highly intuitive, psychically inclined about a lot of things. But to be able to explain it as a kid, it would have been hard for me to do so. Okay? But I never forget, because the person who told me, this woman told me that Miracle was dead and said it in such a nonchalant, callous, uh, uh, you know, kind of cold way. And this was like the only little friend that I had. And it always bothered me. Like, I've always remembered her. So I decided to make tonight's psychic investigation cold case about her. I wanted to see what was going on, guys. And I got so many messages here. I just wasn't even able to, like, stop pulling cards. And then I just had to stop myself because it just, like, really pissed me off or whatever. So let's get into this thing, okay? So on the first row here, I have the Chariot, the Queen of Swords, the Justice, the Tower, the Five of Cups. Miracle was being trafficked by somebody who worked for the government here, okay? There was some type of trafficking and prostitution that was going on with Miracle, okay? This was happening in her family, as well as it was happening through the government. Like, even the government is aware of, and because as I look at this person and this Chariot card, the Queen of Swords is Aquarius, Libra, Gemini, and the Justice card, all three of these persons have a sword here. This air sign woman was trafficking Miracle. She works for the justice system, so I don't know if this is a caseworker, if this is a like officer of some kind or whatever, but she was like almost like a, I don't know, like a handler or something maybe, but she was trafficking Miracle, okay? The justice system, law enforcement is aware of this, and because of this is what led to this awful, tragic, chaotic situation happening that led to sadness, loss, disappointment, and regret as it relates to Miracle's life and existence. On the second row, I have the Lovers, the Page of Cups, the Ace of Swords, the Five of Wands, the Ace of Cups. The Lover sits right up under the Chariot. This lets me know that she was being trafficked for sexual relations with people. The Chariot is all about an actual vehicle, transportations, trips, travelings, journeys, trafficking, things like that. With the Lovers up under it, this is matter-of-factly sex trafficking. The Page of Cups is a child. This is somebody who is very young, okay? Who is a minor. Is sitting, this Page of Cups. This is Miracle, okay? This lets me know that she's a water sign. I used multiple decks and she came out as a water sign. Okay? Scorpio, Cancer, Pisces. I actually didn't even know that she was a water sign as well. Which kind of pissed me off, y'all. Real quick, off topic. I don't know what the fuck the powers that be problem is, but they got some type of sick, twisted fucking obsession for water signs. I don't know if anybody else noticed it, but ain't nobody else fucking saying anything about it. I told you I observe a lot of things. The industry and the fucking government has this sick, twisted ass fucking fetish with abusing water signs, especially Pisces. I don't know what type of shit that is like tied into, like it's some type of ritualistic ass fucking practices or whatever, but water signs are abused the fucking most. Especially by the government in the industry. And I'm telling you, there is a significant reason as to that. I don't know if I'm the only person who observed this, but I'm the only person I've ever heard speak about it. But anyway, Miracle came out as a water sign, Page of Cups here. This is sitting right next to the Lovers, okay? Y'all need to understand that the Lovers is a sexual card. With nothing else around the Lovers, this is nothing but sex. A lot of people assume that it's love because the card is called the Lovers. This is a sexual card. This is people coming together for the purposes of sex, okay? It would literally take the Lovers, the Two of Cups, the Four of Wands, or something like that, for that to be like a serious committed relationship or a marriage or something like that. The Lovers alone is sex. Any kind of sex. Sneaky link sex, mistress sex, prostitution sex, hook up, meet up, switch up, whatever type of sex. The Lovers is only sex, okay? This Lovers is sitting next to the Page of Cups, okay? With the Ace of Swords here, sitting up under the Justice card here, the Ace of Swords is all about truth and clarity. You understand me? That means that the justice system, as well as her family, was aware that this shit was going on here. The Five of Wands on the surface speaks to competition, jealousy, and envy. But what most people don't talk about with the Five of Wands is also hatred. It's retaliation. It's punishment. It's payback. It's revenge. I feel like something was exposed. Something ended up being found out. That Miracle was being prostituted or pimped out. Some type of truth or clarity came out about this, or maybe she spoke some type of truth or clarity about this. But when that happened, somebody wanted retaliation, punishment, payback, revenge on her, and that's what led to this sad occasion. This is the reason why she was set up, why she ended up dying. Okay? On the third row, we get the Nine of Pentacles, the Three of Pentacles, the Ten of Cups, the Moon card, and the Four of Swords. There was a large amount of money that was being paid for sexual relations with Miracle when she was a child or a teenager. We was very young teenagers, okay? There was also some type of contractual agreement, collaboration with the family with this here, okay? So the family was in some type of contract and getting paid money to allow Miracle to be pimped out, prostituted, or what have you. This was being done at home. This was being done even within the government here. And so you got the Nine of Pentacles, Three of Pentacles, Ten of Cups here. The Ten of Cups is family, okay? But it also can talk about large group of people elsewhere, okay? This could be institutions. This could be, you know what I'm saying? This is a large group of people, but overall, it speaks to a congregation of a large group of people, like a family or what have you. This Ten of Cups is sitting right up under the Ace of Swords and the Justice, okay? So the law knew the truth about what was going on in the family, okay? And they also took advantage of this, y'all, okay? And did this themselves and covered this shit up for the family here. I feel like originally there could have been some type of legal case that came up against the family. And instead of them being busted or getting in trouble, they was given some type of deal. That if they sold Miracle out to the powers that be and allowed them to do what they wanted to do with her, then they would make any charges or whatever go away from them, because this is when some type of collaboration or contractual agreement was struck here. Okay, y'all? That's the reason why we have the Moon here. The Moon is all about secret things, hidden things, cover-ups, things that goes on behind the scenes, behind closed doors, criminal activity. Shady people, dirty dealings, illusions, fear, overwhelm, hiding things. The Moon talks about a lot of different things, okay? There was a lot of things that was secret, that was hidden, that was covered up, that was going on in that family. There was a lot of things that was secret, hidden, covered up, that was going on within the government, okay? Bribes, offers, deals, prostitution, and some more shit. I'm also seeing the Four of Swords here. When Miracle was locked up places, whether she was put in the hospital or because the Four of Swords is all about, it could be rehabs, residential centers, it could be hospitals, it could be, because the Four of Swords talks about healing and recovery, recuperation, hospitalizations and different things like that or what have you. This lets me know that she was injured. She was being injured from her being pimped out and prostituted, but this was even being done while she was being institutionalized places. So these lockup facilities, whether these residential facilities or other forms of like behavioral facilities or lockup facilities, there's things that was being done to her even then. But she was also being pimped out and passed around like at home here. Which brings us to the last row, death, 6 of Wands, 8 of Pentacles, 4 of Cups, 3 of Swords here. This person who paid a large amount of money, she was trafficked to have sex with someone who paid a large amount of money, the 9 of Pentacles. But this person is the person who killed her. This Queen of Swords is the person who trafficked this Page of Cups here because of this contract that they had, this agreement that they had, this collaboration that they had with this person here. Okay? The 6 of Wands lets me know whoever this person, the person was that killed her, this is somebody who is successful. This is somebody who may have been in the public eye in some way, shape, form, or fashion. This may be someone who's in power, who's in authority. But the 6 of Wands also lets me know that Miracle's death was because something was publicly recognized. Something had been publicly exposed. Something had been found out about her being prostituted and pimped out, about her being trafficked. And so she was killed to be silenced, okay? Because with the 8 of Pentacles being here, the 8 of Pentacles is the money one makes from the work that they do here, okay? The 8 of Pentacles is sitting right up under the 10 of Cups, the Ace of Swords, and the Justice card here. So the 8 of Pentacles here, Miracle was being worked. Like, money was being made off of prostituting her, okay? The 4 of Cups is an offer, proposition, proposal, opportunity of some kind here. One that was secret, hidden, covered up, okay? Some type of deal was struck. People in power and government wanted some type of retaliation, punishment, payback, revenge here, okay? Miracle may have spoke out about somebody that she was sexually assaulted by while she was in one of these residential facilities or institutions or lockups or something somewhere or what have you, and they wanted to take her out because of that. 3 of Swords here talks about heartache, heartbreak, sadness, sorrow, misery, pain, anguish. She was murdered, y'all. She was being abused in more ways than one by the government as well as her family. The interesting thing is at the bottom of the deck, we have the Temperance card, and behind that is the 9 of Wands. It was like she was trying to defend herself. She was trying to protect herself in some way, shape, form, or fashion from a fire sign individuals, Sagittarius, Aries, or Leo. Whoever that fire sign is the one who like ultimately caused her death. She's in this Temperance energy though, okay? The Temperance is all about balance and patience and doing things in moderation. Very calm, caring, nurturing, loving, compassionate type of person. An earth angel. A chosen one. This was done to an earth angel. That's probably the reason why we were certain places together. We would keep running into each other. And I never forget, she was always nervous. She would bite her nails like profusely. She would just nibble on her nails all the way down. This is what happened to her, y'all. We have, when I clarified the Chariot, the Lovers, the 9 of Pentacles, and the Death card, I get the World. This is a completion. This is an ending. Something had to come to an end for something new to begin. They wanted an end to be put to her life here, okay? Or an end was put to her life. She was trafficked to this person for sex that paid this high amount of money for her, okay? Four of Swords here, and she was severely injured. She was severely hurt. This Queen of Swords trafficked her to this person, and she was severely injured or hurt here, okay? This could have been done to her in some type of institution, facility, residential facility or something, or this could just say that she was severely hurt or injured by this person that took her life here, okay? This happened in some type of, I want to call it a sex ritual, but she was brutally raped to death. And she was severely injured. I also feel like there was more than one person who partook in taking advantage of her. We got the Moon that clarifies Justice, Ace of Swords, Ten of Cups, and the Eight of Pentacles. Again, these are those secret things, hidden things, okay? There was a cover-up by the government as to what happened to Miracle. There was a cover-up about what went on in her toxic-ass family here. Again, we get that Page of Cups here. That clarifies the Tower, the Five of Wands, the Moon, and the Four of Cups. This was a chaotic, tragic situation. You know, the Tower can be problems of any kind. Murder, death, harm, destruction, illness, injuries, lies, deceptions, disruptions, but it's chaos nonetheless here, okay? This Tower happened because somebody wanted retaliation, punishment, payback, revenge, because something that was supposed to be secret, hidden, or covered up ended up being exposed. And somebody made some type of proposition, proposal, or offer that obviously somebody couldn't refuse to sacrifice her. And this was all determined by the justice system. Those who are high up in power, in the just somebody in power, in authority in the justice system here. This wasn't her just being taken advantage of or raped by no average Joe as individuals. These was persons in, you know, like maybe when she was at home, you know, it could have been random average Joe people. But when she was in state's custody, she was being pimped out and passed around by authority figures. The justice clarifies the Five of Cups, Ace of Cups, Four of Swords, Three of Swords. This means that somebody in power, authority in the justice system is the person who caused this sadness, this loss, this heartache, this pain, this suffering, this injury to her. Five of Cups. With the Worlds here, sadness, loss, disappointment, and regret here. Four of Cups. Again, there was some type of offer, proposition, or proposal. The Four of Cups is sitting here with the Four of Swords here. Somebody offered something for her, and she was given up freely and willingly to them, and they brutalized her. Severely injured her unto her death here. She was sold to them. Eight of Pentacles. Again, this is sitting here on the Moon card here. She was pimped out, sold to this person who brutalized her. They was pimping her out, making money off of her. Okay? We have the Tower and the Three of Pentacles here that came out together, sitting on the Page of Cups here. Again, the Tower is all about a sudden upheaval. Something happening all of a sudden out the blue. Chaos, tragedy, disruptions, destructions. The Three of Pentacles talks about collaborations, contractual agreements. It even speaks of people who are talented or skilled in some type of way. There were three people involved here. Either there was like two other people and Miracle was the third person, or there was three people. There was like almost like a, I feel like I want to say a gangbang. Like there were multiple people who brutally attacked her and raped her unto her death. Spirit is saying. There was some type of contractual agreement to cause this Tower to her. Judgment. Sitting on justice. Somebody in the justice system, in authority, in government, in power, made this judgment, made this decision to sacrifice her, to kill her. Because of what she knew, what she was speaking about, what she was speaking on. She must have told somebody. that somebody in power was raping her. This could be a doctor. I mean, for us back then, in the places that we were, this could have literally been a doctor, okay, a therapist, a teacher, a nurse. I mean, you can even go higher. It could be a politician. It could be a lot of people. It could be staff members within the facilities, different orderlies and different things like that, or what have you. Y'all need to understand, justice and judgment being here, this decision was made by persons in power and authority who works for the government to sacrifice. This happened, y'all, when we was like somewhere between 12 and 14. Because like we was like in like 7th, 8th grade when this happened. And I remember this specifically because I came out in the 9th grade. Yeah, I think I came out in the 9th grade. So I probably would have been like 14 like then or something like that. I think 7th, 8th grade we was like 12, 13 or whatever. This is around, so sometime between 97 and 99 is when this happened. This is what happened to my friend, y'all. Y'all need to understand not only what happened to my friend, but the person who told me that she was dead, that callously, matter of factly told me that my friend was dead maliciously. But over the years, I had heard people in power and authority even feeding this woman information about other people when they should not have been. When she was on their dockets, on their cases for abusing me and other abuses and different things that I went through. I went through a lot of shit. When I came back from Wyoming, okay, now the age that I was supposed to be when I came back here, like I told you, I was put on that plane when I was 6 years the fuck old. I don't think I came back to Arkansas. Back in Arkansas until I was 7. I was trafficked during that time, and things happened, was done to me or what have you. When the woman that's supposed to be my mother came back down here, I'll never forget, she had this knockout, drag out fight. I'll never forget, because I was staying with her mother at the time while I was here. And she had this knockout, drag out fight with her mother, which would have been my grandmother, and our grandmother's husband. And she forced me, kicking and screaming, to leave there. She took me from there. And my life was just fucked up and downhill ever since. And I'll never forget that after it, she came to me one day and she was like questioning me about being raped or sexually abused. It's like somebody had told her to ask me if I remembered being raped or sexually abused. Y'all, I was like 7 at the time. I was like, by this time I was like 7. I was like maybe 8 by this time. And she was naming off all these different names, all these different people. She had named all the man that she had married, her husband, the man that's supposed to be my dad. She had named off the man that was supposed to be, would have been my grandmother's husband at the time. Like all kinds of people, whatever. And I sat there and I'll never forget, I just started crying, profusely crying. Y'all, all kind of shit. All hell broke loose after that. After that, I was being put on, I remember being in hospitals and put on these damn big ass slabs with legs spread wide open as a little girl, being looked all up into and being sent here and there and put on drugs and all this other kind of stuff. This is when I was way the fuck young, y'all. So what the fuck was done to me? I seen a lot of shit. I know a lot of fucking shit, okay? This is what happened to my friend. There was no way for this person to know. Somebody fed this person this information, and this person that told me that's supposed to be my mother. This is when, like I told you, this woman ain't never been loving or nurturing or caring. Like this, she's unsympathetic, unempathetic, unremorseful, or anything like that. I've never seen this person shed a tear, ever. And she's a Sagittarius. She was just very malicious and matter of fact. But like I said, I was so young at the time. It was like, who could I fucking question about it? It just broke my heart that I was going to never see my friend again. But it always stuck with me. It always bothered me. And I always remembered Miracle. And I'm just like, never knew what the hell happened. I'm like, and I couldn't wrap my mind around how you could be so young and just pop up dead one day. But, you know, and then years later, the other friend I had, Ayana, she ended up dying mysteriously, which we was a little bit older, teens by then. By then, I was like, this was like around me being, I don't know, maybe 15, 16 or so, when that situation happened or whatever. But this was like when I was like 12, 13, somewhere between 12 and 14. Or like, yeah, 12, 13, when Miracle died. And we was like the same age because we was in the same grade and shit. So she would have been around the same age. Or what have you, y'all. But this is what happened to my friend. And this is how I know I was even being tracked and stalked and harassed and watched even then. Okay? Bottom of the deck here, we got the Page of Swords here. So y'all need to understand the Page of Swords, energy-wise, it's about gossip, it's about rumors, it's about slander, backstabbing type of energy. It's cutthroat, it's ruthless, it's brutally honest. It could be any of those things here. There was gossip and rumors that was circulating around about Miracle. Look. So you got the Page of Swords, Death, Seven of Cups, Lovers here, okay? She was clearly being used for sex. There must have been some type of gossip or rumors circling around her death or how she died, with this Lover's card being here or what have you. But she was murdered, okay? And I never got, you know, because like I said, we were so young, I never, besides this woman just maliciously telling me, oh yeah, your friend is dead, you know, you're never going to see them again. But it was, I can't even stress that enough to y'all. It was just done in a way, like, very matter-of-factly, nonchalantly, like, you know, almost like it was being thrown up in my face, almost like it was a threat, oh, this can happen to you, you know, type of thing, or some shit. Like, it was weird. It's really hard to explain, y'all, okay? So we got here, this says karma, justice, balance. And you see the balancing scales on here, okay? This is sitting here clarifying the world with the Five of Cups, with also the Death card, Nine of Pentacles, the Lovers, and the Chariot here. Like I said, she was being trafficked to people for sex, who was paying a lot of money. The Nine of Pentacles is a lot of money, okay? The Nine of Pentacles, that could be $900, $9,000 or more. Like, that's a lot of money. But this is what ultimately caused her death here, okay? With this karma, balance, and justice being here, this lets me know that the government was in on this. The whole operation of this. She was literally being used as a young sex slave. We got third eye and clarity here, okay? This clarifies here with the Queen of Swords, Page of Cups, Three of Pentacles, Six of Wands here. Remember I told you that something ended up being publicly recognized with this third eye and clarity here. Something like was exposed at some point in time. Some type of truth or clarity about what was going on or what was happening to her. Was either because she said something or because somebody else may have recognized something or found something out, okay? But this is when the plan was put in place to sacrifice her, to kill her, okay? Yeah. Decisions. This is when the decisions was made. This is sitting here on Justice, Ace of Swords, Ten of Cups with the Eight of Pentacles here, okay? With the Moon and the Eight of Pentacles here. She was secretly being pimped out for money here. This is when the decision was made by the government and her family to sacrifice her in an effort to shut her up. Okay? So we get the shadow side, the moon, the dark night here. This is sitting here with the Page of Cups, Three of Pentacles, the Tower, another Tower, Five of Wands, the Moon, and the Four of Cups here, okay? So that shadow side energy here, okay? This just lets us know just how dark and sinister and evil these people were attached to the situation and what was going on and what they were doing, okay? Again, with that moon energy, something could have happened in the middle of the night or in the wee hours of the morning. Something definitely was done behind the scenes, behind closed doors, behind one's back. The moonlight, again, speaks to secret things, hidden things, cover-ups, criminal activities, dirty dealings, shady people being involved in a situation here, okay? To clarify, or sitting here with the Five of Cups, Ace of Cups, Four of Swords, Three of Swords, followed by the clarifications of the Justice and the Judgment card here, we get truth expression with the feminine. She expressed some type of truth about what was happening to her, what was being done to her. And this is when, and the person that she spoke out about had to be in power or authority. She may have told somebody while she was in one of those facilities or something. Because I'm seeing the Ace of Fire here. Leo, Aries, the Sagittarius. With this truth and expression and feminine here, she spoke out about a fire sign that was brutally abusing her. She was being pimped out and sold both at home and in a situation by the government. But whoever this fire sign is was brutalizing her in some type of way, shape, form, or fashion, to the point where she told somebody. Okay? And this is when it was decided that they was going to kill her. Whoever that person is got to be high ranking, high up in power. But something been exposed like this would have took our whole state down. The government and some more shit. Okay? But y'all, this is not uncommon. This is going on a lot. This happens in foster homes. This happens in residential facilities. This happens in mental hospitals and all kinds of places. This happens a lot. Okay? Bottom of the deck, we get deception and temptation here. Okay? Interestingly enough, what you think sit behind that? Until death tear us apart. Contracts, careers, commitments, Saturn. Didn't I tell you that the family, her family was indebted to the government here? It was like they struck some type of deal. It was like maybe when she got in state's custody or something like that or what have you, there was some type of allegations being brought against her family about what was going on with her or happening to her. Okay? I'm not really sure if y'all have ever heard of like people like Kathy O'Brien, and there's another lady as well. But if you ever go and listen to her story, there's a part of her story where her dad was sending some type of CP, child PRN, of her like through the damn mail to somebody. And he was also sexually assaulting her through her life. Well, he ended up getting busted. He ended up getting caught up for it. And so when he got caught up, they offered him a deal that if he sold her out to them, they would make his charges and different things go away. He would just work with them to, basically traffic her, and he would benefit from it. So that's what the fuck he did. Okay? I feel like something like this went on with Miracle's family here. With this contract being here, this Saturn energy, this Satan energy here, okay? Yeah. These people sabotaged her. There was deception. There was temptation. There was some type of contract on her life. She was being brutalized here. It even tells you that here. Even tells you that here with the commitment. This is binding contract as well as obstruction. You see, this person can't get out of this confinement here. Okay? But it was a few extra cards that came out here. This Ace of Air here, remember I told you that Queen of Swords that was trafficking her? That person is a Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. This is the person who received some type of offer. Either this person, this air sign, made an offer to the family, to Miracle's family, to have her in separation and longing. Like they took her, like the family, like they took her somewhere. They may have locked her up somewhere. This could be a residential facility, a hospital, or somewhere where she could be regularly abused. And the family went along with it, or some type of shit. Okay? Because this air sign here, this Ace of Air, made some type of offer to the family. You see Ace of Air, Aquarius, Libra, Gemini. Venus energy is an offer. This card says family, home, commitment here. And then we get separation and longing. You see how she in this room by herself here? Or what have you? She was being brutalized. She was being brutalized. And severely taken advantage of, and the family went along with it. Okay? This is what happened to my friend. And I guess they thought I was too young and too dumb, and I would never figure out, I would never find out, okay? But, never judge a book by its cover. I love those that underestimate me. Look at God. We got commitment here. So like I said, there was some type of binding contract that was created between the government and Miracle's family here. A lot of shady people involved. These people are fake, phony, fraudulent, untrue ass individuals who are wearing masks, cloaking themselves. These are the type of people who on the surface act like they righteous, upstanding pillars of the community. They might dress good, they may look good, they may speak good, they might walk good, they might talk good. They might have decent jobs, decent homes, decent cars. These are people who have positions of authority and power and leadership and all kinds of shit, but they are full of deception. They are pretending. They're liars, deceivers, manipulators, con artists. They're two-faced, low-down, dirty gutter rats, and they're all wearing a mask and not who they appear to be. And all of them was in this contract, justice, with the government. How many times do the government have to come up here for y'all to understand the sick, twisted shit? This shit is going on in a state near you. Don't just think this is fucked up as Arkansas that I'm talking about. This is going on in every last one of your states and abroad. We got stress here. Headache, pressure, lack of sleep here. She was being deprived of sleep. She was being stressed. Okay? Because she was being taken advantage of, okay? And then she was cursed out of hatred to cause catastrophe and misfortune to her. She spoke out to the wrong person. Probably somebody that she thought that she could maybe trust, who worked for the government. Told what happened. And of course they shared that with other persons in power, their colleagues, and that's when they set her up to fucking kill her. Somebody paid top dollar for her. Somebody paid a lot of money to get their hands on her to brutalize her one last time until her death here, okay? Look, conflict, third wheel here. And it was like a couple or something. Either this was two men that did this to her, or it was a man and a fucking woman in power, in authority, that did this to her. She could have even been pimped out to some type of politicians or something. But with this third wheel here, it says enemy, distrust, or whatever here, this conflict here. It says difference, disputations, quarrels here. Some type of conflict within this third wheel situation here is what caused her death. They killed her together here. I told you the threes keep coming up. There was like three. It was like a Miracle and two other people that was there involved at her death, or this was three people that brutalized her unto death here. But I think it was like a threesome type of thing. But the sick thing about this is, I think it's a man and a fucking woman that was sexually abusing her and then killed her. This is like a ritualistic sexual fucking sacrifice here, okay? Because also, the person who sacrificed her, who killed her, this person got some type of higher ranking or higher position and power or something when this shit was done, or after this shit was done. That's how high that person was. It ain't hard to go back to the 90s to see who was in power, who was in authority, okay? As it relates to the justice system, legislature, and, you know, everything in the state of Arkansas. But I'm going to let you do your research on that. Because you can't forget, I was in the same systems. I went through the same thing. They just couldn't kill me. They couldn't kill me. They tried when I was way younger. When I was way younger and trafficked or what have you, is when I had the near-death experience and shit like that or whatever, but I came back on their ass. I came back on their ass like the Russian mighty damn wind. And they thought if they just kept me dumbed down and under mind control and blind, you know, the rest of my damn life, then, you know, whatever, you know, maybe I done had them spooked ever since then, because it's like, you know, it's like this little helper done died. And they came back on us and shit. What the hell are we supposed to do now? They've been trying to kill me ever since. I know too much. And they can't call me a lie. They know I know. This is why it was stupid for them to target me in the first place. And I told them people calmly, leave me alone. When I finally realized what was going on, y'all might want to leave me alone. I know so much, seen so much, dirt on so many people that I have never spake about. I ain't never ratted on the hood. I'm talking people on a lower level to people in power that I ain't never spake on. I was literally the wrong person for them to target. But at the same time, it was almost like they had to target me because they always had been targeting me. Plus the fact I know too much. They know I know. But it's even crazier as to how I'm the fuck abused. They don't even try to make me comfortable. And you wonder how I know all your dirty little secrets. You know what I'm saying? But you have the audacity to try to sabotage and ruin my fucking life. My tell-all book about my life alone will be a bestseller. Will be to the likes of which that none of you have ever seen or heard publicly before. It don't mean that ain't nobody else in the world have ever gone through anything. Of course it has. This shit goes on all over the world. It will be a bestseller. It will make millions. I'm trying to tell you what I know. This is not honest to God truth, okay? When it's story time and I have written some, I tell you, I've written this. This is even though this talks about real life true things and things like that or whatever, but and I'll let y'all know. But see, this is the reason why these people know they have been making money off of me my entire fucking life. They have been surveillancing me my entire life. They think I'm too dumb to know that that shit is uploaded to the dark web, and everybody who has paid and have access to the dark web can watch me in real time on the fucking dark web. There is PORN of me as a fucking child on the dark web right the fuck now with what was even done to me, and they know it. They never wanted me to know it. It's the problem. The fact that I have recovered memory on certain things that they wanted me to not remember and forget about is the problem. But you would think if they was half as illuminated and sophisticated and as educated as they claim to fucking be, that they would be trying to make me as comfortable as possible. Y'all have not only sabotaged and ruined my life, but you have purposely targeted me. You have gang stalked and harassed me after you have made millions of billions of dollars for the government and the entertainment industry off the fuck of me. Everybody has gotten paid off the back of me and what I've gone through and lived the fuck through me when you gave me nothing. You purposely planted me in poverty, and then you had the audacity to purposely try to prevent me from succeeding, progressing in any type of fucking way. You've had me bullied my entire fucking life, used and abused my entire fucking life. I've been surrounded by nothing but low vibrational, low level ass individuals my entire life on fucking purpose. These are all fucking ops. All of them are paid fucking ops who have been purposely planted in my life because you're trying to fucking handle me when I can't be the fuck handled. Seemed like to me you would have made sure that I was comfortable, at least enough of living a comfortable life. And I'm not talking about, I'm a very humble person. I don't care nothing about the lights, the cameras, and the action. I'm actually, a part of me is actually shy. Okay, I don't care nothing about being center stage in front of thousands upon thousands of people and shit. I leave that shit to somebody else who want that. You understand what I'm saying? I'm not even talking about even if I was filthy rich, I would still have a humble fucking life, quiet, private freaking life. You understand what I'm saying? That's me. You would have thought at the bare minimum they would have made sure that I at least had a comfortable life. But no, instead, you decided to make my life a living hell. You thought you were going to bully me into submission. You thought that you could abuse me to manipulate your manifestation of me to your liking that you wanted because you so big and bad and in charge. That you never thought that I'd fucking wake up and put any of this shit together. I don't think we want to talk about charter and why it closed down. And those in the know who's listening to this, you will know what that place is. But anyway, it amazes me. But every freaking body else has made money off of me. Okay? Music, movies, shows, all kinds of artistry on so many different levels, even shit that I can't even do. I can explain to you, but it's not necessarily my talent. It's in my mind. I can fucking see it. I can feel it. Choreographies and all kinds of shit. They have literally been inventing things, creating things off of me, off of my mind, and they think I'm too stupid to know. Y'all, sometimes I can be wide awake, but really when I go to sleep, there are whole movies that play in my mind. Okay, y'all. Movies, I'm not talking about movies that I've seen before, movies that I've known before. Whole movies with real characters and scripts and every fucking thing and a whole fucking theatrical event, dramatization, like a movie, like how you see it in my fucking mind, y'all. I swear to God, I would never freaking lie to you. They think I don't know this. They think I don't know that y'all have been stealing this. I have seen inventions of shit before it even came out. There's inventions that I know of right now that they technically, that has already been created and invented. They're just not ready to roll it out to the public yet. They have it as in hiding right now. They have it hidden in secure locations. I mean, this is like all kinds of things from technology that everybody's going to have access to and be able to use to like aircrafts and different things out of this fucking world. They know I know this shit. And I'm not bragging. I'm telling you matter of factly what I know. I am a visionary. Y'all don't even understand how hard it is to be a visionary. I can vividly see anything, graphic details of anything, the most gruesome, explicit, nasty, whatever. I can see it. And it's like you have to understand that, like, people who be wanting to see and different things like that, be careful what you ask for, man. Because some shit you don't really want to see. And when you really are seer and when you really can see, it's hard to unsee some shit. You understand what I'm saying? It's like hard to turn it off. It's a lot you have to do to get it to stop. I'm trying to tell you what I know. I never come on here and tell y'all no lies and make up no stories. Just for the sake of having a conversation with y'all, okay? I'm still hurting, okay? I'm on medications and different things. I just left the doctor, seeing the doctor and different things, okay? But Spirit led me to come on here and talk to y'all about this today. When I release my testimony, it's going to be to the likes of which no church, no congregation, no world has ever heard before. And it's no lie. It's no fucking lie. And don't come along trying to talk to me, trying to interview me, and all that kind of shit, because I don't care nothing about being on nobody's damn talk shows and damn interviews and in nobody magazines and all that other type of damn shit. I don't care about stuff like that. I really don't. I really don't. I foresee that shit too. But I ain't no fool. The prince of the air control all the airwaves. Okay? I foresee a whole lot of things. I'm trying to tell y'all what I know. Strategy. They plotted, they planned. This card say planning, prediction, mind reading. They even had her under some type of mind control or something as well. They probably had her on some type of mind control, psychotropic drugs or some type of shit like that. Y'all need to understand, when you are given that shit, it can make you have disabilities when you really don't. Okay? When I was younger, I'm talking way younger, they used to try to dope me up on a lot of different shit. Okay? From a mempamine to like all kinds of shit. I was way fucking young. And those are like antidepressant type of drugs, but even those like drain the life out of you. You end up walking around like a fucking zombie. Okay? Your Impremines, your Prozacs, your all those. Is it Prozac or whatever the fuck it is? A lot of those antidepressants and different things like that or whatever. People don't understand. Even with things like what is that shit called? Lithium. Lithium literally sends electric shocks through the body from the form of a pill. Imagine a person being on massive doses of that. I'm trying to tell you, and they do this shit to people on purpose. These are things that was done to me when I was very, very fucking young, bro. These people have been making money off of me. People like Miracle and other people that literally was sold out, pimped out to the government, was used and abused and passed the fuck around. And these people, these fucking predators, they did whatever to us. And not all of us fucking made it. And the ones of us that did make it and full grown today, we're the very ones that's being targeted today, that they try to play pretend and act like, oh my gosh, we out of our mind. We just woke up one damn day and decided to lie on the world and fabricate some shit, make up some shit. What the hell make you think I have time for that? That you that important that I would just get up and lie on you? This is the reason why I feel like it's a right way and a wrong way to do anything. The people who are in the know, who are listening to this, you know what I'm saying is the fucking truth. This is the reason why it's not necessary for me to slander you by fucking name. I don't have to. If I said your names, I could shut the whole fucking government. I could shut this whole state down. The entire government down. You don't want all of Babylon to fall in this bitch. You're not ready for Lady Liberty to come tumbling down. You ain't even ushered in your new world order yet. I don't know why they playing. So we got threatened here. She was threatened. She was harassed. She was embarrassed. Her appearances was attacked. Spirit is saying, didn't I tell you they wanted some type of retaliation? This says retaliation, punishment, payback, revenge here, okay? Because of her third eye and her clarity or her speaking out something, some type of offer was made to these fucking mask wearing ass Decepticons here who wanted retaliation against her. Verge on about to reveal, confess here, okay? I feel like something could have been going to court or something like that. They did not want her to testify or anything. They put her somewhere in lockdown. They kept her in mental conflict. Something was being, she was being grossly abused while in this card says lockdown, mental prison, confined here. She was even being abused while in residential facilities, lockup facilities, and different things like that. Why? Realization, awareness, finding out, shit coming to light about what had been done to her. This is the reason why they killed her. They was in hot pursuit of her, like a bounty hunter, chasing her the fuck down. Okay? Pop-up, spontaneous, unexpected surprise visit here, okay? We got the divine feminine here, okay? As well as we got desire here. This talks about lust and sexual chemistries and different things like that or what have you. This is right here on lockdown here. She was being sexually assaulted and raped. Whether she was being pimped out and sold while she was at home, she was being forced by her parents to make money. And prostitution. When she was in lockup, you didn't understand. You can't control your movements, where you go, what you do, and different things like that or whatever. Somebody come in to fucking prey on you. Receipts. There is proof of this shit. They had to silence her once and for all and for good. And so they did something drastic, harsh, extreme, cut off to her. The deception The temptations, the strategies, the plotting, the planning, the scheming, the mind games. They did something drastic, extreme, and harsh to cut off before this shit was exposed. Spirit says she was an earth angel. And there was a lot of gossip and talk and rumors that was going around about what was being done and what was happening. I have here murder mystery. Her murder, her death was a murder. It was foul play, a setup, a sacrifice. It was covered up. There was some type of plot, plan, a scheme. It was premeditated. This is a suspicious death. This is a staged event. It was organized, Spirit is saying. We have corrupt correctional officers here, okay? This person, this is drugs, sex, bribes, money, low down and dirty, brutality, abuse of power and authority here, okay? Criminal activity, contraband, secret, hidden things, shady, sneaky ass individual who was a correction officer or like a staff member or somebody that worked in these facilities that was raping her, that was abusing her, okay? This card here, this has the death card, the moon card, and the tower card here, okay? So we know that there was a tragic situation that occurred all of a sudden out the blue. This was something that was done in secret that led to her death here. A lot of criminal activity around her suspicious death. There was chaos, there was lies, there was deceptions. It was a tragic situation here. And even the funeral home, if she was actually buried or what have you, may have did things to cover up certain things on her body or something, because something is significant to a funeral home as well, y'all. I went to pick up another deck, y'all. And I was getting ready to shuffle this deck, and Spirit said, don't shuffle it. The answers is already there. I look at the bottom of the deck, and I see the Eight of Swords here. The Eight of Swords is someone who is stuck, restricted, unable to move. Someone in captivity, someone confined, someone jailed or imprisoned or in a lockup situation here. Behind that is the Four of Swords here. This could have been like some type of residential facility, hospital, recovery facility, or some lockup type of place like that, where these secret hidden things was going on, with the moon card being here by this King of Wands, this fire sign, Sagittarius, Aries, or Leo. This person is the devil. This person is toxic. This person is lustful. They're full of temptations and lustful desires. They got bad habits and addictions. They're chained to the fucking devil here. With the Three of Cups, there was some type of there could have been some type of gathering or get together, a party here. This could have been some type of three-way that was going on. But with the Eight of Pentacles here, this person paid for her to be pimped out, prostituted to him for sexual favors here. This led to her death here. The death with the Lovers card here. The Ten of Swords. This is ultimate betrayal, sabotage, ruin, disloyalty. She was stabbed in the back by so many people, the world, completions and endings here, okay? Her father could have been a King of Cups, Scorpio, Cancer, Pisces, masculine. He abandoned, neglected, betrayed, and left her out in the cold here, the Emperor. This is a father figure. If this King of Cups is not her father, this is somebody who is in power and authority, who's a water sign here, okay? This is the person who made some type of decision, who was in some type of indecision, but ultimately made some type of decision. This person turned a blind eye, and it's went in this hermit mode and turned some type of blind eye to what was happening here, okay? We got the Star in the Judgment here. Like, you can't fucking make it up. And you even see the mother, this Empress is this Queen of Swords individual here. This is somebody who's a mother or a mother figure. Could have even been her mother if this wasn't somebody who worked for the government here, okay? But there was a lot of people involved here. This person is also into a lot of hocus pocus ass shit. Whoever this Queen of Swords is could have been dope, like drugging her with something, doing some type of spell work or something on her, or putting her some type of illusion or mind control, hypnosis, or some type of shit here. A lot of people involved here, y'all. Queen of Wands, King of Swords, Ten of Wands. Like, there's a lot of shit. going on here. When I flip over the deck, we got the Three of Swords here. Heartache, heartbreak, pain, sorrow, misery, anguish. Why? Chariot, she was being trafficked, pimped out, sold here for money. Six of Pentacles, she was literally being offered as a gift for money here, for sexual favors. Okay? Yeah. Six of Wands, something became publicly recognized, but publicly known about this. Three of Pentacles here. This is literally sex for money. This is somebody who is being pimped out, sold for money here. I can't even make it up, y'all. This heartache, this heartbreak came because of some type of something that changed or shifted here, okay? Yeah. There's a lot of people involved in this situation. There's a lot of people who know about this situation, knew that this was going on, that was being done to Miracle. And like, the sad thing about it is she's not the only one. She's not the only one. Whatever deal or whatever was struck with the family, they accepted a large amount of money and they allowed the government to have their way with her. They took her and kept her confined somewhere or locked up somewhere, and it's where she ultimately met her demise and ended up dying, or somebody held her captive or hostage somewhere or what have you. But this is where this drastic, extreme, harsh situation happened that led to her death here. Spirit is saying prostitute. She was used as a prostitute, y'all. She was forced to prostitute. You need to understand, two different things is happening here. It was like she was forced into prostitution, forced to prostitute at home. But even persons in power and authority, when she was in state's custody, was taking advantage of that, knew that, and was taking advantage of her and that. You understand? Instead of protecting her from those things. Jezebel's sexual demon. This, I kind of hate that it came out, but it's almost like this spirit of this Jezebel sexual demon was put on her, or programmed in her, like some type of sex programming. You are being used for sex, okay? We got come and go here, okay? But when this fell out, it fell in the reverse here. This is right up under prostitute here, okay? It was normally a situation where she was trafficked places to have sex with people for money. They would come and then she would go. You understand what I'm saying? Until that didn't happen anymore, because she wound up being killed, okay? Yeah, secret high profile elite escort service for the wealthy. These was the people that she was being pimped out to through the government. Dark parties. She was being sent to some type of dark parties to service people at these dark parties, sex parties, elite parties of wealthy people, y'all. We got trickster here. Trying to find a way out. She was trying to find some type of way out, okay? Many people assume, this is the reason why many of us end up running away in different things when we're younger. A lot of people like to assume, oh, they fast and hiding the ass, they trying to be grown, many young people who run away, they running away from something. I ain't never seen nobody who has a nice, lovely home, good family, taken care of, treated well, and all those type of things who run away. You understand what I'm saying? I mean, if anything is possible, it can happen, but 9 times out of 10, it don't happen. You understand what I'm saying? When a young person is raised up in a good environment, they're not being hurt, they're not being abused, they're not being neglected, they're not going without being fed, and, you know, different things like that or whatever. 9 times out of 10, they're not going to run away. You know what I'm saying? Even when they get to that rebellious age where they want to stay out late, or they want to see their friends more, or they call themselves wanting to date and different things like that. Yeah, they coming home. Where else they going to go? They don't have no money. They don't have no job. You understand what I'm saying? But when it gets to the point where young folks is running away, they have, one, either been lured away, or two, they're running away from something. Okay, we got heartache and heartbreak here. Okay, killer couple. Didn't I tell you there was a killer couple involved with this secret high profile elite escort service for the wealthy and dark parties here? She was being, there was a killer couple. There was a specific couple that I feel like is a man and a woman who are high up in power, who she was being pimped out to, who I feel like was responsible for her death. We got rape here. She was being raped. She didn't have no love. She felt heartbroken. Okay? Yeah, he or she only wants you to make you a blood sacrifice for fame or fortune. I told you, whoever these persons is that she was being pimped out to, or whatever, like somebody came up off of sacrificing her. There could have even been a snuff film that was made of her death, of her torture and her death. Somebody still got it. I guarantee you, whoever that person is that came up off of sacrificing her, blood sacrificing her, okay? But she was targeted. She was a targeted individual. She was being surveillance. She was invaded, violated, harassed, stalked. Okay? She was being targeted in various different ways here. We got the tower here. Sudden upheavals, problems of any kind. Okay? Illness, destructions, harm, chaos, deceptions, disruptions, murder. Tragic news, information, situations, injuries, death, lies, tragedies. A shakeup of things. Okay? She was a targeted individual. And this catastrophic event that led to her death is because of secret things, hidden things that was going on. With the moon being here, we know that this talks about criminal activity, hidden things, decisions being made, cover-ups, shady people, dirty dealings, doubt, one feeling overwhelmed, evil, wickedness, sadness, darkness, sneaky, freaky, creepy shit, low down and dirty shit, dilemmas, delays, witchery, rituals, secrets, okay? What's done in the dark. This even speaks to the past. She was targeted, and this tower occurred, which led to her death because of something that was supposed to be secret, hidden, or covered up being exposed or coming out here. She could be a Scorpio or a Pisces, Spirit is saying here. So she could be, she's a water sign, either Scorpio or Pisces, and then I get death here. She was murdered. There was foul play surrounding her death, Spirit is saying. We got some things are best kept secret. Don't ask, don't tell. This talks about hidden information, cover-ups. This is that see no evil, hear no evil, speak of no evil. There were people who was told not to say a word about this, or who was forced into silence about what was being done to her. We got fire sign here. This fire sign keep coming up. This person was the main cause of this tragedy occurring, happening to Miracle. Okay? This fire sign is a Sagittarius, Aries, or Leo here. Okay? This is my brainwashing card here. They used a lot of manipulation tactics on her. She was being controlled by the satanic powers that be. She was brainwashed. She was under mind control. She was under MK Ultra programming or some other type of mind control programming. She was being remotely monitored. She was being drugged. There was illegal surveillance by the government. She was kept under the influence as well. Okay. We got the Justice and the Chariot card on here. So this talks about judges in legal situations, legal matters, police, authority, okay, court cases, powers that be, agents, detectives, special ops, authorities, the shadow government. I mean, everybody is on here, but the government is definitely involved with this situation. I also see partners in crime here, scheming, cons, deception, dirty, low down, crime mob, criminal activity, cold-blooded, plots and planning, manipulators here. So these people, there were people who were partners in crime in her death here. I'm also seeing family issues here. So she was isolated and abandoned. She was treated like the black sheep. There was a lot of trauma and drama. She had a lack of support She was mistreated, abused. There was hating. She was left out in the cold. A lot of fighting, lies, deception, and there was no love. Okay. She also had like this evil mother, like mean and surly type of mother, a bad mother. This mother could have been into spell work, but she was very unloving. She was mean and surly. She could have been into magic or witchcraft. This also says pimping mom. Her mom was pimping her out. This woman is also very hot-tempered, neglectful, very hateful, envious and jealous of her daughter, abusive, a child killer. She's a narcissist that need help. She was selfish, wicked, mentally ill, and not nurturing at all. Okay? We got witness to a gruesome murder. Somebody witnessed her murder here. Somebody witnessed this killer, this homicide, this death trap, this foul play, this ambush, this setup, okay? We have the Secret Hidden Treasure Islands card here, okay? This talks about illegal criminal activity. It speaks about everything from incest to MK Ultra mind control to trafficking, shipping operations, prostitutions, murders, orgies, the sex trade, money, drugs, all kinds of things here, okay? The devil here. Spirits say evil is as evil does. There are persons who belong to wicked cults or witch covens that's into devil worship, that have addictions or addictive patterns of behavior, witches and warlocks, sorcerer or sorceress, very toxic individuals. This also says satanic powers that be, elites, voodoo or black magic these people could have been into. We have secret society and sellouts here, okay? Very toxic people, places and things around her. We also got my cold-blooded killer death card here, guys, okay? So this was definitely some type of setup. The person who killed her got bodies. This wasn't this person's first time killing someone here, okay? This person caused her great bodily harm, okay? With this cold-blooded killer card here. I also see here, this is my mind control facility card here, okay? She could have been sent to some type of mind control facility, experimentation lab, psych ward type of place. This is where she was brainwashed or put under MK Ultra mind control, monarch programming, beta sex kitten programming. Demonic possession was done with these mad scientists, Dr. Evil type as individuals here. And we also have pick your poison here, which speaks to everything from prostitution, sex, drugs, alcohol, money, partying, violence, porn, dealing, lying, hidden licks, stealing, killing, loan sharking, cheating, scamming, gambling, a lot of different things here, okay, on the pick your poison card. Just a lot with this situation, y'all. So we have toxic family members here, okay? She obviously had some very toxic family members. We got murderous mother here. So her mother was definitely down for selling her out, was down for her being sacrificed here. We got bad romance, toxic here, okay? So somebody she was being pimped out to is the one who killed her. We got sex addiction here, okay? Persons in her family could have had sex addictions here. She could have been abused by persons in her family as well, or whatever. But somebody has some type of sex addictions. We have don't trust them here as well, okay? Dishonesty and trickery from someone you thought was a friend, okay? Murder was the case. Illegally funded government operations. Death. Doing anything for money. Trauma forced upon you. Injury, corruption within the government. The freaks come out at night. Ten of Swords, which speaks to cruelty, sabotage, disloyalty, betrayal, deception, hate crimes, someone being backstabbed, evil ruin, fatal endings here. Okay, these are soulless beings who were involved in this. Miracle was murdered by the numbers, okay? With this 369963 here, okay? She was a murder by numbers sacrifice here. We also got revenge here. Somebody wanted revenge here, okay? We got your mommy and daddy ain't got no love for you, okay? So obviously her family did not have no love for her, okay? Spirit say these fools sick to death for real. Okay, a lot of deception here. She went through satanic ritual abuse here. She had a lot of childhood trauma and drama that she endured. We got secret societies here. So there's persons involved who belongs to secret societies. These people are frauds, fakes, and imposters, Spirit is saying. This was a setup, and it was low down and dirty, is what Spirit is saying, guys, okay? That's what's going on here, y'all. That's what happened to my friend Miracle, who was murdered when we were, this happened to her when she was like 12, 13 years old. Somewhere between 12 and 14. Like I said, this would have been between 1997 and 1999. Because we were like only in like, we were in middle school. We was like only like 7th, 8th grade at the time when this happened. Okay, y'all. So, yeah, that's the information that I got from this investigation discovery, the psychic investigation discovery of this cold case here. We got concern here. This is interesting. You see that 33 up here? That 33 is a master number here, okay? There's persons within the secret societies here who is in concern or is in concern about this situation here. Yeah, we got the family room here, okay? As well as it relates to her death, adjudication, okay, because of a legal situation, a court matter, a court situation. I told you this is a setup. They put her in a situation, they could have locked her up somewhere, made it seem like she had bad health. Y'all have to understand, when you young, anybody older than you can literally lie on you, okay? These people will put anything on you and be like, oh, this person is depressed, oh, this person is you know, like this, like that, or the third, or what have you, to slap some type of label on you, okay? And all kinds of things are done here. So we got the main female. So these powers that be were in concern about this main female here, okay? Some type of unexpected income was given to this family here, okay? And the decision was made to cause her death here, to sacrifice her, Spirit is saying. Yeah. She was killed by somebody in high honor at this house here, this mansion here. High honor with this house here. You see how big and massive this house is? This looks like a mansion to me. Somebody in high honor in this house. Yep, look at that. Lovers at the bottom of the deck. I can't make it up. Look at the false person. You see it's a man and a woman. She was trafficked to somebody in high honor's house here. These people raped her, abused her, and they murdered her here. Yeah. Sudden wealth message here. Pathway, privileged lady, courtship, child. This is sick. And marriage here. This married couple did this to this child here. They caused her death. And these people got some type of like advancement in their position, title, role, or what have you for sacrificing her. She was sacrificed. They took her out. They killed her. But y'all need to understand. Just think, if y'all have ever had a really good friend, best friend, or whatever. And I'm the type of person, y'all, I have never had friends in my life since this. There were only two main people that I considered friends. That was Miracle, who died, and I told you about Ayana, who later died when I was around 15, 16, when she passed away, or what have you. Both of them very young. Miracle was even younger. You know what I'm saying? And it was just like, but I was way closer to Miracle than I was Ayana. But being Ayana was around the same age and stuff like that, or whatever. But it was still tragic and sad, or what have you. Y'all, this shit's sad, man. Somebody paid sudden wealth, received sudden wealth after sacrificing her. Okay, y'all, this is what happened. This is what happened to my friend. Just imagine you having a friend and somebody just cold-heartedly, blatantly, yeah, you know your friend such and such dead. Just walk on off. Don't try to console you, ask you how you feel about it. You know, nothing. Just imagine. And imagine that person being your supposed mother. Okay? But I told y'all that I grew up in and out of state's custody. After, like, I was fine when I first came back to Arkansas. I would stay with the woman who I knew as my grandmother, which would have been my supposed mother's mother, and I stayed with her for a while. But from the moment that my supposed mother came from Wyoming back to Arkansas, she ended up forcibly making me leave there and different shit or what have you, and then like all other kind of hell broke loose. That's when I was in and out of the system or what have you, because of her or what have you. But so imagine not being around this person. Like, I can literally tell you, I was around this person so few of times and for such a small length of times that I can tell you exactly how old I was or what year it was and how long I was there. Okay, this person has only had one main residence. Well, maybe really two or three in a possible, or two in a possible, where I ever had a room at. Anywhere else that she's ever resided or lived, I did not have a room because I didn't live with her. You understand what I'm saying? Um, and even in between me being in and out of state's custody and other places, I lived with other people, um, or what have you. Um, so just imagine this person has no way of knowing your friends. And like I said, I was a loner. I've been a loner all my life. I've always been quiet, shy type. You understand what I'm saying? Even if you, this was back in the time that even if you had, you know, a cool little person that you was pals with at school, you know, y'all was just the best of pals at school. Y'all couldn't wait to get to school to see each other after school. You know what I'm saying? You didn't see them unless they happened to live in your neighborhood or something like that. You understand what I'm saying? So outside of school or any place that we was, me and Miracle didn't see each other or whatever. It just so happens that everywhere, like certain places when we was in certain facilities and different things or whatever, and when we were like home or whatever, we was in the same vicinity to go to the same school or what have you. But y'all, this shit crazy. Yep. We got falseness here. Whoever this person in high honor is a fake, phony, fraudulent, untrue, lying, cheating, deceiving, false ass person. Okay? Merchant here. Okay? She was trafficked and sold to these people. Spirit is saying. She also had a doctor. There was a doctor that was abusing her, raping her as well. Spirit, what else? Somebody was having sex with her for money. Or was paying money to have sex with her. Yeah. Whoever this scholar is, this is somebody who's high ranking in power, a scholar of some kind. These are false persons. These false persons with service being here, they working for someone, helping someone, doing a job for someone here. But they brutalized her and they caused her death. She was taken advantage of. These were foes. They are the enemy, opponents. This is sad. Yeah, they were nothing but pleasure seekers. Pleasure seekers, they into all that illicit, explicit as sex, drugs, alcohol, partying. You know what I'm saying? Like, you see how it's these three guys here? Remember I tell you I keep seeing these threes and different things here? Yeah, this room here, there was a specific room that this happened in. Lovers, again. This is sick. Yeah, look. Lord. This is someone in power. A lord is someone in power, authority, influence, a master or ruler of something here. I'm even seeing the wedding card. Whoever this person was married to was in on this. Whoever this person was married to was in on this. Mm-mm. This is sad. They severely injured her. They hurt her. There was also a doctor who was abusing her as well. Like, I feel like there were multiple persons. She was a sweetheart. She was the kindest, sweetest person here. She was my friend. She was like small and petite, and this is just sad. This prison here is like they had her confined or held somewhere, and they came in and they did this to her. She was brutally raped and she was murdered. Yeah, look at this, enemy and fortune at the bottom of the deck. This enemy paid a fortune to do this or received a fortune in some type of way. Like, this is sick. This is sad, man. Spirit, any other messages? And it was just like how it was matter-of-factly told to me, but like I never could for the life of me figure it out, because like that woman irritated me so much. Look at this. She was treated like a servant, a sex slave, a prostitute. She was forced to perform duties for money for these wealthy elite people, and her family was being paid. She was being pimped out and passed around these people here. This man, you see this man's wife sitting here with her, this child here, his wife was even in on it, knew that this shit was going on. She was being trafficked. She was literally being trafficked. Spirit, what else? Death. Sorrow. See, sorrow and death. You see how it looked like her clothes? Can you see that? Look like her clothes have been ripped off of her and all this other shit. And death. This is sad. This is what happened to my friend Miracle, y'all. Okay? So I got to get up out this energy, y'all. This concludes today's psychic investigation cold case for my late departed friend Miracle. I'm going to light some sage to clear the energy, but may her soul rest in peace. I hope she's in a better place, away from all the evil, the wickedness, the pain, and the sorrows of this world. Okay? Everything I've told you all today is not a lie. It's the honest to God truth, whether I was speaking of myself or speaking in the terms of this reading. I didn't make up anything, fabricate anything, guesstimate anything. As far as the reading, I gave you the information that came to me. Okay? As far as matter-of-factly, my life, what I endured, the experiences I remember, I told y'all, I have a photographic memory, an audiographic memory, okay? I know a lot of things that I ain't never spoke about ever before, and I would never come on here and lie about anybody. Even a person I don't particularly care for. I'm not just going to blatantly lie on you for no reason at all. I'm not going to do it. Even a person in power or authority or leadership, I'm not going to just lie on them people. Then this is the reason why I feel like it's a right way and it's a wrong way to do anything. And I do not, I come on here and talk to you all about anything, about everything. But I don't slander them people by name. Okay? Because me knowing the truth is enough to have them shook, let alone if I actually called their name. You understand what I'm saying? So, I thank y'all for listening. I thank you all for watching. This has been a long reading for any of you all. If there are any psycho investigation cold cases you want me to look into, I guess this is like a twist on my missing mysteries, or in my murder mysteries. My missing mysteries are people who have gone missing. The murder mysteries are people, are cases of people who have been murdered, you know what I'm saying, or what have you, but we know what was, what happened to them, as far as like they were murdered in this kind of way, but maybe it wasn't known who murdered them or why the murder happened or whatever. So the psychic investigation cold cases is something a little bit different, because oftentimes with the cold cases, something has happened and maybe people don't know why it happened, or who was responsible or behind it, or some bogus cover story or something was given, or for whatever reason, it's some cold case or what have you, y'all. Okay. But so this has been my first segment of it, guys. Okay, so thank you all so very much for listening, for watching. Like I said, for those of you who would like to contact me, you can do so at tiff.diamond.36@gmail.com. You can also follow me on Instagram, which is shine bright like a diamond 36 with the underscore between each word. For any person who is interested in donating to the channel, it is greatly appreciated. I do thank you all in advance. You can do so through CASHAPP, which is $tiffdiamond36, or through PayPal, which is paypal.me/@36diamond. As always, guys, take care of yourselves, take care of each other, but most of all, take care of your babies, honey. Remember, this is a wicked world that we live in. There's wickedness in high places, and there's evil that's lurking around each and every corner, even in a neighborhood near you. So y'all watch your surroundings. Watch the company you keep, watch surroundings in the company in which your children are in as well. And considering the fact that you never know when someone may betray you, backstab you, try to hurt you, or harm you, honey, keep you some protection on you. Y'all stay awake, stay aware, stay vigilant, and stay prepared. Because if you stay ready, you ain't got to get ready, baby. Until next time, peace, love, and light. Namaste. I am that I am, created in the image of God.